Akash Chopra in the studio with us, and Sunil Gavaskar will be joining us shortly. Akash, I'll start with that. It was built up as this contest between the best batting versus the best bowling. In the end, it's the bowlers that have won and not the batsmen.
Because that's what they say, that batsmen, they win you matches, it's the bowlers who win you the tournaments, and that's what has happened. It also tells you one more thing about the IPL and also T20 cricket, that left is the new right. Because left-arm fast bowlers, left-handed batsmen, left-arm spinners, they are the toast of the season, and that's what is likely to happen for the next few years. So the template is set. SRH, they invested a lot and very judiciously during the auctions, and it has paid off eventually.
Okay, Sunil Gavaskar also on the show. Sunil, we were talking about how bowlers have won the match. I hate to ask this because I've got two batsmen on the panel with us, but as Akash was saying there, that batsmen can win you matches, but it's the bowlers that win you tournaments. So as we were talking, it was built up, this entire contest, best batting versus best bowling. In the end, the best bowlers seem to have won.
Yes, but don't forget the batsman also got them 200 runs. It's when bowlers defend 120 or 130 that you can say that the bowlers have won. I think it was a team effort, because if they hadn't got to 200 and they needed 200 against a strong batting lineup like the RCB, because that puts pressure, 10 runs and over, that puts a lot of pressure on any team, and that's the reason Chris Gale, if he had not got going, I think they would have probably been dismissed for a little bit lesser than what they got. So I think it's a team effort, and because the pitches have been so good, teams batting second have been able to get close to even big totals.
Okay, Sunil, the other thing that Akash mentioned here, it seems like left is the new right, because he's saying left-arm bowlers are doing really well, left-handed batsmen are doing well, but you always knew that, right, that left was always better than the right, because I remember Rohan being a left-handed batsman, not right-handed. I see Sachin's son being a left-hander, not right-handed.
Yes, well, it's good to see the left-handers stand out, because they are different, and they are definitely far more elegant than most right-handers. So the left-handers coming and doing well is certainly a good sight. We saw the left-handers bat so well, David Warner in particular, and then of course Mustafizur bowling the way he did. Ashish Nehra, though he was unfit, I think he would be celebrating in London as well with this win. I think it was a tremendous win. But yes, I think the fact that the left-handers are coming into their own is a very good sign.
Okay, the one left-hander, Akash, who hasn't got too many opportunities in this match, I'm talking about Iqbal Abdullah, because Shane Watson went for too many runs, yet he persisted with him. Iqbal Abdullah just bowled one over, a specialist bowler. In fact, we have been seeing that hasn't been getting the full quota over. Do you think he should have been given a couple more?
Two things actually went against Iqbal Abdullah. First was Chris Gale bowling 3 overs in the power play overs, because there were two left-handers at the top, and then Warner batted first, and then it was Yuvraj Singh who was in the middle. So seldom do you see captains going to left-arm spinners when a southpaw is batting. It happened on the same very venue when Ashwin was bowling to Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers. Ashwin wasn't actually bowling, because he bowled only 1 over in that game, and that happened to be the 17th over. So this is the new thing that's in vogue, that a left-arm spinner must not bowl to left-handers, an off-spinner must not bowl to the right-handers. In my opinion, it's slightly blown out of proportion. If you're a good bowler, you are a good bowler, period. So good bowlers bowl well to all kinds of batsmen.
Okay, let me take that question to Sunil as well. Have you, Sunil, also noticed this trend? We've seen it with Ashwin as well. Whenever there's a righty, he doesn't get a chance. We saw it with Ravindra Jadeja the other day. If left-handed batsmen are batting, the left-arm spinner is not getting the ball. With Iqbal Abdullah now, do you agree with this point? A good bowler is a good bowler, irrespective of who the batsman is?
Absolutely, a good bowler is a good bowler. Otherwise, why have him in the team at all? And perhaps the reason why those teams are not lifting the trophy is because their captains thought that way about their bowlers. Because if Ashwin had got all the overs, his full quota of overs, or even Ravindra Jadeja or Iqbal Abdullah, who knows, it could have been a different story. So the captain who has shown faith in his bowlers, and you've got to say that about David Warner, because there was the way Enriquez bowled and cutting, both were the kind of bowlers with the kind of pace which is just right when batsmen are looking to hit the big shots, looking to hit the sixes. But he showed faith in these two bowlers. And then Mustafizur, to get him fit, to get him to play, to ask him to play this big game, I think that also required something special. Don't forget, the champions have won 3 matches in 5 days. Now that takes some doing. They played a game on Wednesday, they played a game on Friday, and they played a game on Sunday today. So 3 wins in 5 days with the travel involved as well. So that is never easy. So you have to say that yes, RCB were the favourites, but the deserving champions are the Sunrisers Hyderabad.
A very valid point Akash Sanibhai makes, and you know, he played in the time where there was not too much hectic travel, but you played in the IPL, this travel business you're pretty accustomed to. Put us into perspective, the win of Hyderabad, keeping this in mind, as Sanibhai mentions, so much of travelling, 3 wins in 5 days.
And before that, I think a couple of days before that, they were in Kolkata playing against the Kolkata Knight Riders, and they lost that game, and then they travelled to Delhi because they could not finish in the top 2. Then playing 2 games in Delhi, so that's at least peaceful that you're playing 2 games at the same venue, but then travelling again to a ground that you were hammered in. The first game that SRH played in this IPL, they lost badly to the Royal Challengers Bangalore. They were just hammered to pieces. So it is tough. It is tough, and towards the fag end of the tournament, it just gets tougher because you're already consumed. You've already been on the road for too long, and it's on the back of that World T20 as well. So players are already tired coming into the tournament. Add to that a lot of travel and matches. So it takes a toll on their bodies and their mind. But then that's why I think SRH has been phenomenal. And a word for their support staff as well. Tom Moody, VVS Lakshman, to get this team together, because Bhuvneshwar Kumar was a different bowler when he started. I remember having a word with VVS that, you know, he looks down on confidence. He said he is, but that's what we need to do. We have to uplift him, and they've uplifted him, and how? With the purple cap and the trophy.
Okay, he's been outstanding. Both of our experts say that it's a deserving victory for Sunrisers, especially the way that they've been playing in the last few games. We spoke about how well Hyderabad have done, but you know, your heart does go out to Virat Kohli. You have to feel for him. This man's done everything right. He gets close to 1,000 runs in the IPL, unheard of. Is now the highest run scorer in IPL history, yet ends up on the losing side. Fans are asking, does Kohli deserve to lose?
Well, you know, I mean, that is what happens. You know, batsmen get to 99, they bat brilliantly. They don't get that 1 run that gets them to 100. They get to 199. They don't get that 1 run to get to 100. So this is something similar. He's done everything. He's done everything as a batsman, as a captain. He's done everything. But just that little extra, which would have given him the cup, which would have given him the trophy, that wasn't to be. But it's a big step. It's a big step. He'll have learned so much from this tournament. So don't be too surprised if RCB lift the trophy sooner than later.
Doesn't matter if I get 100 or not. I'm really happy when the team wins the trophy. How would a Virat Kohli be feeling right now? I just want to go inside the mind of a cricketer. You could tell us, how must one feel? You may have got as many runs, but you've not won the trophy.
Devastated. You'd be devastated if you'd heard Virat Kohli speak throughout the tournament. There was one thing that he kept mentioning: my runs don't matter. I'm not looking at my individual score. I'm looking at what the team needs and how I need to go about it. And it was reflecting in the way he was playing as well, not letting the ego come in the way of his performances. Happy to play second fiddle to Chris Gayle, AB de Villiers, and even KL Rahul, because he knew that the larger picture meant winning the game and not just going for the glory at the moment. So he will be devastated. 973 runs is a hell of a lot of runs. Not many people are going to get close to it, let alone surpassing that total. But not getting his hands on the trophy tonight will actually hurt him for a long time.
Okay, let's go back now to the start of the game. Sanibhai, I'll come to you. The toss happened and David Warner decided to bat first. Now that raised a few eyebrows. In fact, Virat Kohli went on to say, if I had known that Warner is going to bat first, I probably wouldn't have come out to the toss, because we always wanted to chase. This tournament, we've seen the teams chasing do really well. How big a call it was in that big final to bat first, and do you think he went by that traditional way in a big game, bat first, and that's what really worked for them?
I think he would have been buoyed by the fact that Mustafizur was fit, because I think he backed his bowlers to defend the score. I think he backed his bowlers to get even defend even 180, 80, and I think that's the reason he took that big call. Because look, it's a finals. In the finals, if you're chasing even a modest score and you don't get off to a good start, then the pressure starts to build. And I think he capitalized on that. He realized that that would be the way it would probably pan out. And it did quite work out at the start when Chris Gale went berserk. And Virat was still, giving him the strike and also scoring the odd boundary and 6 by himself. So I think it was a real big call. But it would have been a decision that they had taken together, VVS as well as Tom Moody, that their best chance was in defending the score. And despite the fact that both teams today were not at their best in the field. It's not just the catching, it's the misfields that we saw, and that actually tells you about the nervousness that everybody must have been feeling. When you saw Bipul Sharma come into bowl, the number of, even before he had bowled the first ball, the number of times he was doing this was, it just told you how much he was sweating, how much his palms were sweating, and he had to get a good grip on the ball. So I think, in the finals, this kind of thing can happen. And I think David Warner realized that, runs on the board is better than trying to chase a huge score.
Okay, very interesting perspective there, Akash. So both wouldn't have been wrong, Virat Kohli or David Warner, in choosing what they wanted to do, because RCB has the better batting, so they would have said, let's put that to test. Hyderabad must have thought, better bowling, let's put that to test, right?
See, SRH, obviously, they had the option to choose, and it was a brave call, 100%, because...
But we know what Kohli would have done too.
100%, because see, you don't ask Kohli to chase and live to tell the tale. That's what happens 9 out of 10 times. So it is a huge call to bat first, even though it's a big final, runs on the board and all of that. But you also know that you are dealing with Chris Gale, AB de Villiers and the chase master. So it's a tough call, but then that call had to be taken, because where does your strength lie? You don't think about the opposition too much, you think about yourself. So SRH's strength was their bowling, so then it was a reasonable decision to first bat, put runs on the board and defend whatever they had. It was a good total that they managed to put up. If they didn't manage that, it would have been a different story altogether. But also little things, Nikhil. 11 wides conceded by the RCB bowlers, 11.
Right.
SRH 4. The difference of the margin of victory today was just 8 runs. So little things in the end, it matters a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure the team will sit down now after their loss and look back at what things they could have done right but couldn't. Sunil Gavaskar, Akash Chopra, thanks so much for joining us.